This week's Unikernel application spotlight. This week we are looking at Rotel. I don't know how this is related to a chili pepper. I guess Rotel is a type of chili pepper. I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, this is kind of builds itself as kind of a high performant open telemetry collector and exporter. And so open telemetry, of course, is kind of the past so many years have been standardized to collect traces and metrics and logs. And it's just kind of a more standard framework. They even have some specs, which is great. Like, it's actually kind of rare that you find projects with specs. And of course, they have lots of different implementations. They have, they have the Go reference implementation, which we're going to be looking at. But you have projects like Rotel. And so this is written in Rust, and it's specifically to get around things like Go's GC and boot time and just lots of that sort of thing. So it's like more closer to the middle is what they bill, and also they've actually done quite a bit of benchmarking. They apparently have like a nightly job that does benchmarking, which is kind of cool to see. You don't really see that much. Like even our own benchmarks, we do here and there for various things, and then it's kind of like a one-time thing. I don't see too often like a nightly benchmarking, which I just find kind of cool. But yeah, you can kind of see the memory usage from normal Rotel logs to what Rotel does. Same thing with traces. Same thing with metrics. And then of course the CPU is less too. There's just a lot less going on there. I think it's this. Yeah. So that link is this benchmark link, and I believe this is their actual nightly results that they're showing here. But yeah, you can kind of just drill into this as much as you want. Again, this is kind of cool that they do it every night. And then they're also looking at serverless. So guess what rhymes with serverless? Unikernels, right? So it's a good fit here, from your cold start time to the memory utilization and all that. And they also have other language inclusion that you can use, so it makes it easier to work with. And so maybe not everybody writes Rust, but maybe you write other languages. Obviously, the two biggies are your receiving and processing, and then your exporting. We're just showing a very simple example today, but they've got like ClickHouse exporter, they got Kafka exporter, Datadog, all that sort of stuff. It's kind of funny whenever I see OTLP, my brain just switches it to OLTP, like a database. So I have to like consciously think OTLP. But yeah, you can kind of see these various protocols. You got gRPC and HTTP. We're going to show both of these today. There's the HTTP JSON as well. But yeah, and they have all these different integrations. So this is their GitHub repo. As I mentioned, it's in Rust. And we're going to probably go ahead and check it out. So you can go here. Rotel. I just gave it a 001 version because when I packaged this up a few weeks ago, I couldn't immediately find the version, but perhaps it exists. Let's go ahead and pop into our shell. I'm gonna blow this up a little bit. So we're just gonna very basic ops package load. Like I said, I believe 4317 is our gRPC endpoint, and then 4318 is our HTTP endpoint. We pop it up, and it is running pretty fast, right? And then we're going to use telemetry gen and generate some tracing. I'm just passing an OTLP and secure because I didn't set up any sort of certificate, and then give it a duration of 5 seconds. We just pump it through, and obviously it's running, right? And so, after you get this kind of running, you would maybe look at getting it into your Datadog or getting it into your ClickHouse, something of that nature, and it would be up and running. This is a pretty basic package. I think it's just the binary. So we can look at it. Yeah, so this is like super basic, and I don't think there's anything different with the manifest on this one either. Not that I remember anyways. I might have, yeah, it's pretty basic. So we just have Rotel start. We give it our endpoint 4317, our HTTP. I set debug logs so we can kind of see some output, and then for traces, and then have the exporter be black hole. So I didn't mention that black hole obviously just sends it into the void versus like a ClickHouse or a Kafka or a Datadog or a, you know. So that's obviously what you would replace in prod. But this is an interesting little project, and you know, a lot of their focus on these benchmarks, especially low memory utilization, looking at serverless environments, that sort of thing, that fits in really well with unikernels. And so this is Rotel running as a Nanos unikernel. Till next time.